Hey there, this is Molly and welcome back to my YouTube channel as we take a look at the Virgo Full Moon happening on February 27th, 2021 at 3:17 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. So you want to adjust for your location on the planet as it could be occurring for you on the 26th. So as with every moon chart, we take a look at the energies that are coming up and what we can see here around the themes. So for this full moon, we're identifying where 8 degrees of Virgo, 57 minutes is in your natal chart. And you would want to round up to 9 degrees of Virgo. And this is where the energy is being illuminated for you, where every full moon is when the moon is very bright and full, and it's basically revealing something for you in one house in your chart. And in this example chart, it's in the 8th house. So you're identifying where 9 degrees of Virgo is. And you'll see that as with every full moon, it is directly opposing the sun, which is right here at 8 degrees of Pisces, 57 minutes. Now, something to notice, first of all, about this whole chart is that it's what we call a bucket chart, where you have most of the planets down here, and then the moon is up here at the handle of the bucket. And so the moon is on its own. You can see that the moon is not surrounded by any other planets. In fact, all the other planets are basically gathered here on the other side of the zodiac. So this is always an interesting energy where that moon can feel emotionally alone, can feel that it is traveling in some uncharted or foreign territory by itself. But part of the benefit here is that this is a full moon that can show you some things that maybe you've lost touch with. Because when the energy is all gathered here, it's all together down here, and it's really lined up. I mean, you can see that there is a planet in every sign going to that Gemini North Node. So the energies in your chart are basically all on one side of your chart. And then this moon is saying, okay, don't forget what's over here. So that's just good to know in the general setup of what this Virgo full moon is revealing to us. Now, the sun is in Pisces, the 12th and final zodiac sign, and it is conjunct this Venus in Pisces. This is a soft energy. It is a calming down, a relaxing, needing a break, going with the flow, giving yourself a break. This is actually the energy of needing a vacation, of needing some downtime, especially that Venus in Pisces. She's very kind, compassionate, caring, soft. And the 12th sign of the zodiac, Pisces, is a sign of completion, forgiveness, understanding, and also downtime. So it could be that here by the end of February, we're all ready for a break. We're all ready for something that's easy, to be in the flow of life, so to speak. But the full moon energy is in the opposite sign of Virgo, which is, but I have stuff to do. I need to get things done. I'm ready to move ahead. You could also feel this Virgo energy strongly because if anything was delayed for you during Mercury retrograde, which ends February 20th, 21st, then this could be a very productive full moon where you're on task, you know what you need to do. Virgo focuses on the steps and the process, how to be efficient, how to take things one day at a time. You've got your to-do list where, okay, I just want to get 3 things done today. But then that energy, again, it's by itself because the sun and Venus are ready for nap time and they're ready to take a break. So I feel like something about this energy, what's really important here is to give yourself a break. And this means physically, emotionally, intuitively, energetically. This is like allow all of your energy systems to just have some downtime. And yes, you maybe want to prioritize the top 2 or 3 things in front of you, but know that this is just part of the sun cycle that we require more alone time or privacy, and that's what is energetically supported. So there could be a push-pull here between the part of you that wants to rest and do nothing on the couch, and then the productive part of you that's like, all right, but I do have to take care of this, and I have to go to the post office, and I need to go, to Target, the things that you have to do, the errands and the work that needs to be completed. Now, the good news is that this moon is being supported by Uranus at 7 degrees of Taurus. Uranus is electrifying and it speeds things up. So in fact, you could be highly productive during this full moon where you feel really energized, like things are finally moving ahead and clicking in your real world, with Taurus being an earth sign, Virgo being an earth sign. It's the energy of things moving ahead in a way that it's tangible, realistic, practical. Maybe it feels like you finally got a grip on something that, was only in your thoughts or only in your mind earlier in the month. Now it's like, okay, things are really clicking into gear and moving ahead, but I am a little tired and I do need some downtime. So just schedule that for yourself or adjust your expectations accordingly. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too much of a perfectionist or requiring things they have to be a certain way. Just be in that place of, okay, I'm going to get things done or move it ahead, however that shows up. And in fact, when you trust it, it could be that it goes even faster. So the other thing to note here, a few things. First of all planets are direct, and they're going to be direct until the middle of April. I believe it's April 23rd. And that's when Saturn will go retrograde. So there's a good 2 months of direct energy here, moving things forward, making progress, really having some inspired new starts. And that could be something that you're pulled towards. It just feels easy. It just feels easy to do and something that you want to do. Now, the other thing about this chart that's significant is that we still have Uranus squaring Saturn. Saturn is pulling away, Saturn being at 8 degrees, but they're still in a square. And there's still things that are being figured out within us around what is a priority, where we're going, where the change is happening, where you're ready to make changes, how you're here to do something differently this year. 2021, things are meant to be different. Of course, we're learning from 2020 and how our lives are different now. So what are you choosing? What are you following? What are you really being required to change in order to be in better alignment and higher alignment with your authentic self? So keep in mind that that square is still active and that you could use it to feel energized, because if there's a pressure or a tension, there could be something that breaks through with the full moon because of how Uranus likes instability, but it's directing it towards the moon here that's giving you something to do with it. So that could certainly be energizing. And the Taurus energy is sextiling this sun and Venus that's moving forward here in Pisces. So there is a sense of, it's almost like you could be really productive and get a lot done in a few hours and then be ready to just let go and allow things to flow and float. So it's always an interesting full moon here when we're dealing with the Virgo and Pisces energies. Keep in mind, these are both receptive energies. These are energies that are calmer and quieter. They're not trying to get too much going. They're not initiators. These are energies of integration. And what are you integrating during this Virgo full moon that is supportive, that is healthy, that is good for you, body, mind, and spirit? Both the Pisces and Virgo energies do connect to the body, and checking in with your physical health, checking in with your own energies and what you need to nourish yourself, take care of yourself, to calm or settle parts of you, and to really hear that. The Virgo full moon is when the body, the physical self, can be speaking to us louder, can be giving us more messages and understandings around what we need and what's important for us right now to balance ourselves. That Pisces energy can be off in other realms, off in other dimensions, floating away. It's where energies dissolve and we rise above our human experience. But the Virgo energy brings us back into the body, brings us back into our responsibilities and what we need to take care of. So there is a balance here. Do keep in mind that your sleep patterns can always be adjusted when the Pisces energy is strong too. So a few other things to bring to your attention is that Virgo is ruled by 2 planets. We typically associate Virgo with Mercury, and you can see here Mercury is direct in Aquarius, still in its shadow zone, and widely conjunct Saturn and conjunct Jupiter, where it will be conjunct again here in a few days. And this is a very energized Mercury. This Mercury has a lot of ideas, a lot happening, a lot of solutions, things that may be worth pursuing, gathering information on, checking it out, feeling inspired, feeling really motivated here with that connection to Jupiter. This is still a big deal because there's something coming through that can be developed and grown throughout the rest of this year. This is a very energized Mercury. So our minds are energized. This can also be the nervous system. This can be the unseen. This can be the bigger dreams that we have for ourselves that feel really good and really inspired. But it's like figuring out, but how? How does this work? How does this go together? How am I going to do this? That's part of the Saturn influence, is the realistic assessment of these ideas. How does the puzzle fit together? What am I really building here that is going to serve me for the long haul? And I feel like this Mercury is integrating ideas that are coming through. And I think this energy will actually be felt definitely into March. So if you're on, I'm going to say mental overload, just breathe it through, give yourself time and space. Again, rest is needed. Pay attention to your body. That's always important with the Virgo full moon because the mind is so busy and there's a lot that maybe you're sorting or solving or figuring out, or how do I get there? Keep in mind that the hows are part of the excitement of it all. It's sort of like the hows can be unlimited. There can be unlimited ways to get to the next place, the next job, the next decision. So that can help balance things out here, is that you're understanding that, okay, the hows can show up in so many ways, but be clear on the bigger picture. And that is Aquarius, the bigger picture of it all. So Mercury is known for ruling Virgo, which is why it's important. But the other co-ruler of Virgo is Chiron. And Chiron is the wounded healer that's connected to the body, the self, of the parts of ourselves that we are strengthening in this lifetime, how we are strengthening our body, mind, and spirit, how we're understanding the gifts within the wounds, the gifts in the healing process, the parts of ourselves that we're meeting perhaps for the first time, but we only discover them through vulnerability, through something that brings us inward, that doesn't feel good at first. But Chiron holds a promise of healing. So Chiron is here at 7 degrees of Aries, where it's already been 2 times before. And it was at this point in 2020, last April and last September. And it's not going to return here. So this Chiron is completing a healing journey that started last April 2020. And it's bringing something forward to support the new parts of yourself that you're meeting for the first time. So I feel like this Chiron has some messages. And around this full moon, you can see too how this Chiron in Aries is sextiling the Saturn at 8 degrees. They're working together all year. Saturn Chiron, getting stronger, on a same mission, strengthening self, understanding more of who you are, the bigger picture of your life. But it's because of these new parts of yourself that you've met. It's sort of like this Chiron has a lot of gifts. And then the Saturn is coming through to strengthen your sense of self and the ability to be who you are in the world without holding it back. So it's a really great energy. And I talk about this more in the 2021 Soul Growth Astrology programs. I'll put a link below this video. But this is an ongoing conversation between Saturn and Chiron all year. I think that something comes through at this Virgo full moon that gives you an understanding of how to use the energy. And that's because Virgo is an earth sign, and it is the body, and it is about solutions, a process, what is going to work, what's not going to work. You can see that this Chiron is at 7 degrees of Aries. It's in conjunct the moon at 9 degrees of Virgo. And that in conjunct means that they don't have anything in common off the bat. But how I would interpret this specifically between Aries and Virgo energies is that they do share the body. They share the physical self. Aries is impatient though. It's like, let's do this. I want this done now. I want to see instant results. Whereas Virgo is like, no, we need a process. We need to do things regularly in measured amounts. What are we going to do every day to get to that result? So there's something here that's being reworked physically. So pay attention to your body, what you're physically healing, but also what energy is moving through you. I feel like this is a strong body work full moon. Body work that is keeping you healthy. The Pisces energy is about what we can't see in terms of viruses and germs and energies that we absorb in our environment or absorb from other people. Emotional energies as well. The energies we pick up when we're around somebody. And if you've ever hung out with someone who just gives you a bad feeling or you're like, yuck, I didn't like their energy, you need to cleanse it afterwards in order to return to your own energy field. So Pisces is what we absorb energetically, that we take in, that our body feels. So I'm feeling like this is an important full moon for body work, physical health, listening to your own energy, trusting what you need. If you need to sleep more, rest. If you need downtime, take it. That's also very important here with the Pisces. 3 planets in Pisces are winding down and are saying, okay, I just need a break. And I'm going to trust that as part of the natural flows of my life and the natural flows of my body. So all in all, this is a Virgo full moon to be very aware of yourself and what you're energetically needing. One more theme here, or one more reiteration of this theme, is that we can see that Mars is at 27 degrees of Taurus and has just come off of an exact trine to that Pluto at 25, nearly 26 degrees of Capricorn. Pluto moves into new territory right now, and that's really significant in terms of where Pluto is now traveling in your chart as he gets to 26 degrees, where he's going to spend a number of months at 26 degrees of Capricorn. So what is happening is that this Pluto trining Mars is the body's physical transformation and also understanding what you want. This is a desire energy. That Mars has a sense of purpose. This is where I'm going. This is where I want to go and where I'm headed. And in Taurus, he takes things slow and will take it one day at a time. But Mars in Taurus completes things. It will set out on a task and get it done. And I feel like there's an energy here of what do you need to complete and move through, especially towards the end of February into early March, because there could be support for that. And there's an understanding of the new territory we're heading into. And that's really what it feels like as we go into March, the new territory, the new ways of living, being, existing, the new starts as well that will come in when the planets start moving into Aries. So that can help understand that this is a cycle right now of trusting what your body needs, listening to your body, giving yourself a break, giving yourself downtime, resting, floating, allowing, just to work with the natural cycles of the energies all around us. And to also know that there's still a lot of buzziness happening. And so make sure that your body is able to integrate it. Your body is able to take in what is happening in the mind. There's a lot here in Aquarius in the mind that's stirring and moving and inspired. And it's a very like juicy, creative energy that we are working with to integrate physically, but also not put too much pressure on ourselves, so that you can moderate and regulate. Maybe those would be some good keywords here. What do you need to moderate? What do you need to regulate? And that's going to help you really stay in alignment with your energy and what's coming next as we move into March. So I hope this has given you some good insights or things to sit with and consider. And also a reminder that it's always okay to take a break, and it's always okay to do nothing, even when we can feel the pressure to get things done. The more that you trust it, the downtime, you can even have more energy later on to be even more productive or efficient. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate, as always, your likes, comments, subscribes, and sharing this video. And I will put some links below the video in case you want to go further into what the energies are bringing up for you personally. Thank you so much. I'll see you back here soon as I have my podcast every Monday and Wednesday. And please check out my playlists here on my YouTube channel, where there's a lot more information that you can dive into around your astrology chart. I'll see you soon.